Middle says he goes, and that gets the Shuckers dugout up towards the top step. So the count's at no balls and one strike. That was Tyler Vandewater who made that call. The pitch, O'Ray is off. Pitch misses low and inside. Skitters out of Harris's mitt. And O'Ray picks up his team-leading 25th stolen base of the year.
We've gone back and forth a couple times this season about that check swing rule and how you can technically go past the 45-degree mark by breaking your hands, and it's still technically not a strike, although 45 degrees is the technical turn now.
The count's even at 1-1, and Miday's got a chance to tie Shuckers' history. The pitch, runner off to third, and Miday spoils it foul. First base side, and it's 1-2.
And more the point I was making with that was whether Miday went around or not, it was hard to tell from the view of second base whether he actually does go that far or not.
And I've given up from behind home plate. I don't know how these umpires do it from behind home plate. And there's a good reason why they usually check to the first or third base umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. O'Ray at second. Here's the 1-2. Miday swings and drives it out to right. Vries, back, wall, gone! Miday's driven one in 9 straight, and it's 2-0. The 19-year-old is on fire. It's his 6th homer of the year, up to 35 driven in, and the Shuckers lead 2-0. Well, here's Blake Burke. The warning track, and he holds it in for the second out. It has been quite the start to the day, though, from the Shuckers. 2 outs, nobody on, and here's Blake Burke. He went back-to-back with Miday an inning ago. It's 4-1, 2 outs, nobody on. By the way, that Burke home run off the bat at 112, it goes 419 feet off the wall.
The infield, Matthews recovers, throws to first, not in time. The speed of Jesus Miday on full display right there. Just a soft grounder to Matthews, and Miday beats it out for an infield single and his second hit of the contest.
And that's one of the underrated parts of Miday's game, because you look at him and you see the power, but you don't really, it's like Blake Burke. It's not someone that you go, oh, one. And you talk about the weight he put on in the offseason and the amount of growth he had. Looks like a grown man up at home plate. Very relaxed swing. Here's the 0-1. He swings and fouls it back to the screen. Fastball at 94, and it's 0-2.
Miday is also officially now in the lead for the Southern League and runs batted in after these last couple of contests.
You know, it always helps when you drive in runs in 9 straight, and you're usually doing it in bunches. One of the longest RBI streaks in Shuckers franchise history. The pitch. Miday takes strike 3 on the inside corner. A fastball at 93, and that ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the 6th. It's 7-2 Shuckers on the Shuckers Radio Network and the Hype 100.9.
Hey, Mississippi Outdoorsman.
Who's in from the left side. It is the 4th bullpen arm that's appeared in this game for the Barons. None of them have been yet to allow a run between Mark McLaughlin, Jacob Heatherly, Harold Rosado, and now Carson Jacobs. Rosado went an inning and retired the side in order on 3 straight groundouts. The 1-0. Misses up and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Jacobs is making his 7th appearance of the year. He's gone 8 innings with 8 walks, 9 strikeouts, and opponents are hitting .286 against him. He's a right-handed arm that comes set at the letters. The 2-0. Misses up and away with a fastball at 94. And it's 3 balls and no strikes. By the way, the announced attendance tonight, 2,726. one of the best crowds at Keiser Federal Park in the month of May. So great to see so many smiling faces at the ballpark, especially smiling faces that it wasn't raining anymore. Here's the 3-0. Madej takes up. It is ball 4. And he reaches base for the 3rd time tonight. Reminder, fans, the Shuckers will finish out this series tomorrow with just a single game. It's been announced that the Shuckers will make up yesterday's postponed game when they go to Birmingham between June 9th and 14th. So it'll be a 5-0.
Hailing from the Dominican Republic, the 19-year-old prospect, I beg your pardon. Vries swings and misses. Gillis got a fastball past him at 90 miles an hour, and it's strike 1. And the pitch on the way. Up and out to Vries. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Jason Schiavone had the day off yesterday. Schiavone back in there, the minor league home run leader behind the plate. Garrett Guillemette over at first. The infield swung around to the right. Here's the pitch by Gillis. A strike called. Fastball on the inside edge. 1-2. Pascal Freris at second. Max Holy, the shortstop. And Trevor Austin has moved from in at third base to backing up and playing toward the shortstop slot. The 1-2 delivery. And Vries pops it up foul. Coming back over this way. Vries hitting .288, 5 homers, and 19 knocked in. 6 of 17 on the series. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Gillis climbed the ladder there.
A two-seamer at 91, and Vries went up after it.
Hooks struck out 14 last night, 16 Ks on Thursday. Trevor Austin pulled in at third. Vries struck out his first time. Pitch by Gillis, and Brett missing up and away for ball 1. Brett Gillis on the mound for his 8th start. Hasn't pitched a whole heck of a lot recently. Made 12 appearances last year. There's a strike to Vries. That was all at high Asheville. He pitched really well, especially for that ballpark. A 2.7 earned run average in 12 games for the Tourists last year, 6 starts. He was on the IL, though, for the final 2.5 months of the season. And the 1-1. And a ground ball off of Guillemette. He picks it up, steps on first. So now the force play is off. The throw goes to short. Max Holy makes the catch, and then he tags out Shane McGuire. So the reverse double play there, Gene. We've seen it all this week.
Yeah,
man.
we're seeing some interesting.
And number 6, Leo Vries opens up the frame. First pitch on the way, and that one is hit into right center field. Taylor Trammell moves over to his left side. He's there for the grab, and there's 1 down here in the inning. Well, Gene, we were talking about the difference in pitching last inning, whether or not arms should go deep.
Strong frames, and now Rodriguez. And the pitch on the way, and it's down and into Vries for ball 1. Blue Ghost in front 6-0, Gene.
Well, I was just going to say Julio's a big righty. He can really bring it upper 90s with the fastball.
Big leg kick, the pitch, and a ground ball on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball fouled by Vries. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last time we saw Julio Rodriguez, he was lights out. Rodriguez, 2 perfect innings with 6 strikeouts. Breezing 3 in both the 7th and the 8th innings on Tuesday as Vries fouls one back. So now pitching on this Saturday evening, Julio Rodriguez. Two strikes now in Vries, leadoff hitter in the Midland 9th inning. Infield swung around to the right, the 1-2 delivery, and a line drive caught by the shortstop Holy. Went to a backhand, moving a few steps to his right.
Well, Rodriguez took something off of that one at 88, a cutter, and Vries hit it really well, but no problem for Max Holy there at shortstop as that line.
Get this ball game started here from Equity Bank Park on a Saturday afternoon. First pitch swinging, ground ball hit at the second baseman at 4:06. Game time temperature 70 degrees, and Paula is quickly retired. What was the catalyst? You were one of the founders.
Yes, sir.
How many of you guys? There was 3 of you?
There's 3 other founders and then myself.
4 people.
Yes, sir.
What was it? But all of minor league baseball. He's one of the very coveted guys. Here's the pitch going to be swung on and missed. 0-1 now to the batter, Paula. No balls and a strike. Just 20 years of age. Josue, 6 homers, 39 ribbies, 12 stolen bases. 8 for 18 in the series. Pitch going to be taken upstairs for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Number 1 prospect in the system and number 12 in all of minor league baseball. And when you're that gifted and you're just 20 years of age, a name to kind of remember. Pitch going to be taken here for a strike. Now, whether or not he plays for the Dodgers or not, that's a different story. The 1-2. They are a major league organization that not only has won back-to-back World Series titles, their farm system's loaded. The 1-2 missing inside, and come July, if there's somebody they covet, whether it's a pitcher in Detroit or elsewhere, they've got the pieces that might be able to make it happen. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch, and the delivery is going to be outside. Ball 3, and it's now a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to the batter, Josue Paula. Armstrong working here. DePaula's made him labor. 3-2 delivery, and he gets a piece of this one and rolls it up the line. Fouling it off. And it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes now to the hitter. Sam has thrown quite a few pitches here in this 3rd inning already. His club leading it 1-0. Here's the 3-2, swung on and fouled off once again. And that's another thing that you got to love about some of these prospects and some of these players. You know you're a really good hitter when you don't get the pitch you like and you're able to just foul it off and force the pitcher to continue to go to work. 3-2 pitch awaits. Runners at first and second. Here's the payoff. Swung on and a fly ball, towering shot down the right field line, but foul. Hit it a long distance, hit it a long way, but it is going to be a foul ball, and the wind surge catch a break. 108 miles an hour off the bat there. Solid contact, ended up being tracked at over 386. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Runners at first and second base, the 3-2 delivery, and it's going to be outside ball 4. So Armstrong issuing his 3rd walk of the inning. So now all of a sudden, the bases are loaded, and Stephen Ridings, one of the Wind Surge pitching coaches, picture perfect Saturday afternoon. It did not start that day. It was a dreary morning. Rain, which it did rain at the ballpark here, and it rained throughout the area. But once it came through and burned off, it is perfect afternoon. 0-1 pitch going to be taken here. And the count is evened at a ball and a strike now to the batter, Paula. 1-1 now with 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch going to be taken here for a strike. And it brings our count down to a ball and 2 strikes now to the batter, Paula. Higginbotham comes set. The kick The pitch, ground ball, right side. Second baseman is going to not get there. That ball grounded, and it just had enough velocity on it. He ranged over to reach down and get it and just did not get far enough. It'll be a base hit. Looked like a ball that probably is aboard on the fielder's choice, and there's one out. 3-1 Drillers. And here comes a dangerous hitter in Josue Paula. So you feel fortunate there that you kept the run from scoring, but time to buckle down and make a pitch here. And the pitch is going to be taken for a ball, and the count is now 1-1 here with one away. Runner at first, runner at second. Castro's last pitch, 96. Here's a liner into right field. It's a base hit. The right fielder for the Wind Surge, Roberts, gets to it in a hurry. Quickly rifles it into the infield. And the bases are loaded as Newell goes to third. Rodriguez goes to second. And DePaula gets himself his runner on base because he would represent the tying run. DePaula will swing away, and it's going to be swung out and miss here for strike one. 0-1 now to the hitter. Nice breaking ball there by Ryan. 0-1. Swung on, fly ball, right field. We got a guy there. 2 away. 0-2. No balls, I should say. 2 outs now as the first 2 batters of the inning are retired. Ryan, who does have a save, looking. We've played an inning, scoreless ball game here at the ballpark. It's the Wind Surge and the Tulsa Drillers. Designated hitter Zyhir Hope will step into the batter's box. Want to thank Johnny Doffing, Beyond the Call. He is our Equity Bank Small Business Spotlight on this Saturday afternoon. Getting ahead of myself, but we definitely want to appreciate everything those guys do. Check it out. Beyond the Call is the website. And you can find it at beyondthecallwfd.com. This one's going to be swung on and popped up third base side. Genth getting back, and Harry Genth, the Wind Surge third baseman today, gets underneath it and makes the catch in foul ground for out number 1. On the field, and then after the game, the kids run the bases. Here's the pitch here to Zyhir Hope. And Hope takes the pitch inside for ball 1. 1-0 now to the hitter. Ball and no strikes now to the batter, Hope. Popped up to the third baseman in his first at bat. Swung out and missed here. Wind Surge will be in action once again on Monday afternoon, but in Springfield. Opening up a 6-game series against the Redbirds. Pitch going to be swung on and fouled off. And it brings the count now to the ball and 2 strikes now to the batter, Zyhir Hope. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch comes set. Delivery is going to be taken outside for a ball. And the count is now evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the hitter. 2-2. 1-1 ball game here at the ballpark this afternoon. And the pitch going to be called. Third strike. Hope is a strikeout, and it's a punch out for Sam. So with 1 away, going to bring up to the plate the spot that Jackson Ferris trade. Got a lot of news back a couple of years ago in 24. This one's lifted into shallow left. Left fielder coming in is Ferrer, who gets underneath it and makes the catch for the putout, and there's quickly 2 up and 2 down. So at 2 down, it brings up to work. He'll have to face 4, 5, 6 of this Drillers lineup here in the top of the 8th and he opens up Zyhir Hope with ball one. Ricky in his second inning of relief. Castro delivers. Pitch going to paint the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now to the hitter. The 1-1 delivery. And the pitch going to be swung on and missed here for strike 2. Quiet game for most of the first 6 innings. It was a 2-1 game. A 7th inning in which there were 4 runs combined between the two teams put on the board. 1 by the Drillers, 3 by the Surge. Pitch going to be taken here for a ball, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the batter, Zyhir Hope. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch going to be swung on. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 delivery now to the batter Hope, and the pitch going to be outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to the batter Hope. Bases empty. The pitch grounded up the line. First base side. And it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the delivery swung out and missed. Big strikeout. A huge punch out here for Castro to start things off here in the 8th. For today, he has struck out twice. Left-handed batter against Sam Ryan. Swings away here for strike 1. The runner at second base is Sirota. The runner at first base is Hainline. It is a 2-run win surge advantage. Wichita leading it by the score of 5-3 thanks to that insurance run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Zyhir Hope is at the plate. He's got 9 homers, so a dangerous hitter, and the pitch going to paint the outside corner for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes now to the hitter. Sam comes set, checks the runner at second, 0-2 delivery, swung on, struck him out, ball game over. That's a W for Wichita. Zyhir Hope strikes out. Sam Ryan gets his 2nd save of the season, and the Wichita Wind Surge have got themselves a W today as the Wind Surge go on to...
Oh no, a little bit of a misstep by Arias. And that's going to be a balk as he didn't throw the ball. So up to third goes Braden. Arias just lost his footing. So Garcia back in on the right side. Scoreless in the bottom of the first with 2 outs. Runner at third. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Went with the curveball that time at 75. Time is called and Garcia steps out. Looks Braden 90 feet away at third base after reaching on the 2-out double. Arias sets again. The pitch. Swing, and he fouls it straight back into the netting. A changeup outside, and a lot of off speeds to Garcia. You don't want Garcia to time up a fastball. Lefty will try again. The pitch. Swing and a high drive down the right field line, but it trails foul and out of play towards the Giffords Pavilion, trademark Federal Credit Union picnic area.
Just shows you the power.
No balls, 2 strikes, the count. And the pitch. Swing and a chopper third base side. Baez ducks out of the way of it, but it falls foul. Count stays at 0-2.
Moves full. Sea-Dogs infield playing straight up against the catcher on the right side, holding the black and tan bat high. The payoff. Crushed foul towards the Sea-Dogs bullpen off the clubhouse and actually back onto the field as Abram Liendo out in left field will toss that one back to his teammates. And Disson resets. Back foot on the back line, toes just 6 inches off the front half of the box. Rogers fires, and it misses low. Ball 4. First base runner of the day for Reading, as that breaks up the perfect game that the Sea-Dogs had going to that point. Bryson Ware batting in the 8-hole today, comes up for his second time around. Struck out back in the 3rd. First pitch.
Hitting back in Portland, Sea-Dogs trailing 6-3. Franklin Arias having himself another multi-hit day. Max Carlson on the mound for another inning of work, and Arun Escobar stands in on the right side. First pitch. Lines it hard down the right field line and foul for strike 1. Escobar worked a walk into 7th and scored one of the 6 runs in that inning. Carlson comes set, the 0-1. Swing and a liner hit to center field. Taylor in on it, and it drops in front of him. Leadoff single in the top of the 8th. And Reading batted around in the top of the 7th. Sent 10 batters to the plate, scoring those 6 runs, as Austin Murr now stands in on the left side. First pitch. This is inside for ball 1.
They did it with 3 for 5 hitting with runners in scoring position. Today, Portland 1 for 5 and have left 6 on base.
Check throw to first. It's close, but not in time. Escobar able to beat the throw back. The hitting with runners in scoring position.
Sure would. There's just been so much the last 2 weeks of the Stripers having to play from behind and when they've gotten offense going late, it's been too little too late.
They call it time for Luke now back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes to him. Away from second, Jarvis. Close to the bag at second, Nishida. 2-2 is fouled back to the screen. That was a tough sweeper there, fought off by Williams.
Oh, it's good defensive hack right there from Luke.
Davids 2-2. Fastball away at 92. It's a full count. Williams for the year batting .271, 4 home runs, 12 runs batted in, 14 steals in 15 attempts, and a .791 OPS. A really good bounce back effort for Williams this year after a rough stretch in AAA. Spent most of last year coming off the bench for the Braves in various roles. Back to getting regular playing time this year. And the 3-2. He watches it narrowly miss outside. That fastball moving to that outside corner and maybe just late missing the edge. So Williams takes the walk. And there are 2 on with nobody out for Rowdy Tellez.
It's a great at-bat by Luke Williams there. Got pretty much nothing but fastballs and sweepers. Laid off a few tough pitches.
So here's Rowdy. Off last night. Back in there as the DH tonight. Left-handed hitter. Of 344 that ranks 6th in the IL, so that's only going to rise after 2 straight hits.
You fans can't see it right now, but Lord Vader down in the home plate club, front row, right behind the net, checking things out. Chopper better be careful. He's only a few steps away. You never know what could happen.
I wonder if we had a forced choke to get that type of seat. First pitch to Wisely, high and away.
Maybe just that Star Wars mind control.
1 ball, no strikes for Brett. Pitch from Davitt. Outside, tap of the helmet here. And Josh Breaux will initiate an ABS replay. And that is going to be a strike. So it's overturned to a 1-1 count on Wisely. Away from first, Hicklin. 14 steals and 18 attempts for the year for Brewer. And he'll be checked back to first by Davitt. A dive back in. We've got various Star Wars characters here from the 501st Legion around in the concourse. Can't really see him from our vantage point, though. Wonder if any of our camera crew is out there to get some great shots. Foul down the left field line by Wisely, 1-2. Star Wars night, and if you go back far enough in minor league baseball history, wasn't a thing until about maybe 10 so years ago. And now every club across minor league baseball has it.
I came here to a few as a fan.
I bet you did. Always a staple of any promo schedule for a year. Here's the 1-2. And a hard hit liner past the diving Nishida into right center field. Turning the second base bag on his way to third is Hicklin. They're at the quarters with 1 out. As Brett Wisely, Rick Hanley will step in. A perfect 2 for 2 in his striper debut. And this is a new lefty on the mound in Garrett Shanley. And his first pitch is right down Main Street, strike 1 on Hanley.
And Shanley's been a fantastic relief arm for the Charlotte team. We saw him earlier in the week, a sub-1 ERA for Shanley. More on him in just a moment.
Maverick takes low, the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is his 9th appearance of the season with that sub-1 ERA at .82. To be specific, just the 1 earned run allowed. Did come off of a solo homer. Has 9 strikeouts to 4 walks.
1-1, it's fouled away to the right by Hanley. Taking a little stroll into the left-handed batter's box after that swing. The count 1-2 now.
Earlier this week when we saw him, that was an inning and a third. Allowed just 1 hit. Did walk a couple of guys. Got out of.
For the Knights, Stripers look to have activity in theirs. I wonder if Yoel Payamps will get a fresh inning to work or if he's just a go get 1 batter and strand a pair guy. And now Wisely takes on the quarter for a strike. Much to his disagreement, it's a 2-2 count. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Gowans lets it go. And limboing back out of the way is Wisely. Full count. Three-two, fouled over the net. Three-two to Wisely. Ball four. And he'll toss the bat aside to extend the inning for Aaron Schunk. And certainly the Stripers, after allowing a run in the seventh, you figure could use some insurance here. They're up four. You know the Knights are not going to go quietly in the eighth and ninth.
Well, this is a guy in Schunk, you feel like, and you felt this way for about a week, is right on the verge of a breakthrough and breaking out of the cold spell that he's been in the middle of. You saw the two-run triple back in the third, was absolutely stroked to the outfield wall.
First pitch here is hit hard to third. It's off the glove of Camilletti. He'll recover, throws over to first, and gets Aaron Schunk. Inning is over. Stripers.
Last night, and he swings and misses. Senja started him off speed. Strike one. 1 for 14 this week for Lazaro with one walk. He's homered 10 times this season, driven in 29. Pitch. Swung on and missed. Slider coming in under the hands. Quickly, 0-2. Senja ranked as the 87th best prospect in baseball by MLB.com. Montes is 30th overall. Both ranked 4th in their respective organizations. Travs down 1-0 opening inning. 2 on with 1 out. Pair of runners getting their leads. And here's the pitch. Fouled back. Gave him a fastball and left it over the plate. Lazaro just missed it. 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Senja now to 22 pitches in the first inning. Comes set again and deals. Low. Make it a ball and 2 strikes now to the big traveler right fielder. Mentioned Senja's birthday is 8 days from now. He'll turn 23 on the 31st of May. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good slider right there. Montes over the top of it. 2 out. Well, that'll bring in Caleb Cali. Travs need a 2-out hit. Cali just 2 out of 14 this week. 1 walk, 1 run. Out his first time. Taking ball 1 low. Senja back to the pad on the back of the mound, trying to clear out his spikes again. Front of the mound, a little bit muddy for his tastes tonight. 3-0 Cardinal lead, third inning. Travs with a runner in scoring position here, 2 out. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled away, a fastball. Montes had a fastball in his first at bat that he just missed as well. He'd probably like to have that swing back also.
Minus the single yesterday, it feels like he's just been knocking on the door of really timing one of these up in the last 2 games.
Not far off, it doesn't appear. Now the 1-1. That's in there. Strike 2, another fastball. 98 miles per hour. Senja really letting it rip tonight. Check of the runner. And time was called by the batter while he was looking away. Montes back in the box. Count it. 2 balls and a strike. Or excuse me, a ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Low. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Travs with 2 hits so far. 2 walks drawn. Quick look back at second. Now the pitch. Swung on, missed, and the bat goes flying out to the grass in shallow right field. Saintja strikes out Montes to end the 3rd. 4th strikeout for Saintja. The walk is stranded at second base. We've played 3 full. Cardinals lead the Travs 3-0.
Field's pen, first pitch to Montes, called strike 1. Still up there in terms of pitches, no matter how you cut it. Been really, really effective. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, no runs, 2 hits. This is outside to Montes here. Make it a 1-1 count.
And 1 out shy of his longest start of the season at this point.
1 misses, now 2-1. He's not pounding the zone the way we saw with Sloan coming out of the start. He's varied everything, but he's been fooling these guys who, a lot of them know him better than most that he'll go up against in the Texas League this season. The 2-1. It's in there for strike 2.
And with some extra cushion now, a 6-run lead, he can really try to let it rip and get through this inning.
2-2, Montes, sky high, foul back down towards the 3rd base side and behind home plate. It waited forever before bouncing back down, and a fan able to grab it. Saintja sets, fires, and goes low. So count goes full here with 1 out. In the bottom of the 6th. Payoff pitch from Saintja, got him. Another strikeout from Saintja, and he continues what's been a really impressive start. Mark it his 6th K of the evening.
He really has not waned at any point tonight in how good he's been.
3 strikes.
Big right-hander's pitch is outside, ball 1. Love 20 1/3 innings pitched this year. 24 strikeouts, 11 walks. He's allowed 19 hits for a .257 opponent batting average.
Ball landed in the berm. Ugeto doing the nice thing, obviously retrieving it and then firing it off, and I don't know if it stayed in the park.
1-0. Broken bat, liner right field, but it hangs up, and Honeyman makes the catch up by his cap. 1 out.
Tried to throw it to a fan. He missed the first row of those on the berm, missed the second, and then went back towards the fencing. I think another fan was able to retrieve it after, but it was a sidearm throw, too. Kind of impressive. It's little things.
Parker, the batter, first pitch. And he takes an off-speed in for a called strike. And the count goes 0-1 on the Blue Jays' #2 prospect, who was out of the lineup yesterday. Fridays, he's been getting as his day off, which is it's pretty normal for top prospects to have a designated day of the week that they do not play, as the 0-1 misses high. Parker, who's been swinging a red-hot bat. He's got 5 hits on the homestand in 11 at-bats, including a pair of doubles. Had a really good doubleheader on Thursday as the 1-1. Popped up left side, shallow left. Churio has no idea where it is, now ranges in and picks it up, makes the catch, side retired. A quick 1-2-3 frame with a strikeout in the first for Mitrovic. We head to the second. No score in Dunedin. It's on the corners in the bottom of the 3rd. Runner off, fastball high, and Jake Cook, there's another stolen base. That's his second in Dunedin. The 80 grade elite speed. His second stolen base with ease in a DJ uniform. Again, a 3.87 home to first time on that infield ground ball, which goes as an E6. But again, looking at the 80, looking at what the grades are, 3.87, I believe that's 80 grade speed. 80 grade speed for a left-handed hitter is less than 3.9 seconds, so that would qualify. JoJo Parker takes a called strike, and the count goes 2-1. Cuckoo's, again, been put in that same category as Billy Hamilton, Chandler Simpson type speed. 2-1. Parker takes high. JoJo Parker, the Jays' number 2 prospect, who's up to 32 in all of baseball per MLB Pipeline in their latest rankings, was moved up 8 spots, primarily due to a lot of graduations from prospect status. 3-1. Takes the changeup low and away for ball 4, and that for JoJo Parker is his team-leading 29th walk of the season. And the bases are loaded for Juan Sanchez with 1 gone. Blue Jays already leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Distance in between bags. There's the disengagement rules and all the pickoff rules in effect to try and limit pickoffs and try and get guys to have bigger leads, better jumps. So back-to-back years where there's been 100-plus stolen bags as JoJo Parker fouls this down the left field line. Billy Hamilton stole 100-plus bags in both 2011 and 2012 when he was in the Cincinnati Reds farm system. Delino DeShields Jr. also did it in 2012, but nobody did it from 2012 till 2024. Billy Hamilton, I mean, the numbers are just absurd. He stole 155 bases in 132 games for the Reds in 2012. It took him 78 games to get to 100 stolen bases. Absolutely absurd. 2-1. And Parker with a line drive right to the second baseman, Acuna, who has to leap up a little bit and make the catch on the hard hit ball from Parker at 102.4 off the bat. 2 gone for Juan Sanchez. Here's JoJo. Takes low and out. Nunez, the catcher, doesn't think so. Challenge being called for, and it's a strike. Did indeed get the bottom of the zone. Overturned. Fort Myers utilizes their first challenge, gets it correct, and retain their first challenge. It's an 0-1 count on the Blue Jays' number 2 prospect. JoJo 0 for 2 with a walk. 0-1. Off speed in for a called strike. It's 0-2. Parker, who's had himself a really good series, had hits in both ends of Thursday's doubleheader, including a 2-hit game in the nightcap. 0-2. Grounded back up to Murray, the pitcher, who throws to first to get the out. Blue Jays strand a pair of runners on base as Murray comes in with runners on second and third and 1 gone and gets the strikeout and the ground out to end it. Blue Jays still lead 4-0 as we head 5.03 ERA this season. First pitch fastball on the outside corner to JoJo Parker. Called a strike by Reese Schlecht, the home plate umpire, but JoJo's going to challenge, utilizes, the Blue Jays have got 2 challenges left, so why not use it, especially when it's right. 2.5 inches off the plate, and a 1-0 count on Parker. Cook on first, Ramon on second, Smith on third, so there is a whole lot of speed on the base paths. 1-0. Bouncer first base side and foul. 1-1. JoJo's 0 for 3 on the day. Came into today with an 11-game on-base streak and a 5-game hit streak. Or he did walk, I should say. So the on-base streak stays alive is the 1-1. Broken bat, right side, it's through. Smith scores. Here comes Ramon. He scores. It's a 2-run broken bat single for JoJo Parker, and the Blue Jays with a 4-run lead in the 8th, up 6-2. The bat shattered in half.
For the land of the free Let's toss it down to Jatovi to meet tonight's Play Ball Kid, presented by Emerge Pediatric Therapy.
All right, Bulls fans, I want to introduce everyone to Alice. Everybody, please wave. Say hello to Alice. Now that we know that we have
Good
your
to be
attention,
with you. Patrick Heat is here once again. Anthony Wellman, David Modlin, Rusty Helser. They're the producers and engineers of Bulls baseball tonight. Overcast skies. We'll get the weather out of the way. 61 degrees is all we have tonight. You go back about 96 hours, it was about 96 degrees here in the Bull City. Oh, far cry from that tonight. Joe Boyle will start tonight for the Bulls. 26-year-old power arm. Swing a little tap on the grass in front of home. Boyle will barehand, needs to put a lot on the throw, and it's unable to be handled by Sable, and Sable's hurt. The glove got knocked off of Sable's hand, and he's down on his knees near the bag at first base. He's clutching that left elbow. Oh boy, you hate to see that. The Boyle throw ran in toward the baseline. Sable tried to glove it, and you're asking for trouble when a throw comes in that spot. Sable reaching in and got hit by the base runner Rodriguez coming through. TK is out taking a look at Sable, trying to move that arm and elbow around. Rodriguez gives Sable a swat on the back as Sable is back on the bag now. Looks like he's lobbying with TK and Alejandro Frede to maybe stay in the game, and he's nodding, and he's saying he wants to stay in. Still shaking it out. Frede is now talking with the first base umpire, Nate Hall, about maybe base runner interference on that throw. That's not going anywhere. 2-1. There is a lot of strength in Dom Keegan, squaring up that curveball from Harden. I mean, power to all fields on display right there. 6th for Keegan. And it's 2-1 Nashville. Now Logan Davidson. Harden misses wide for a ball. I mean, you kind of get the sense that how this game has gone, that the Bulls should rightfully be down 4 or 5 runs. But Boyle did a great job to, again, push his way through some duress in the first inning. Only allowed 2 runs. And then that second inning defensive chaos, but stranded all 3 base runners, was critical for Boyle. And to me, I think really set his outing on the right foot. 2 errors in that inning, then a mental mistake by Sable at first base on Lara's ground ball for an infield hit that loaded him up, but didn't phase Boyle at all. He went right after Jett Williams, struck him out on 3 pitches, and no sound reached against him the rest of his outing. Ground ball weakly hit up the middle again. This is Pratt left of the bag, throws out Davidson. 2 outs in the 4th inning. Sounds up 2-1 in the 6th. Middle infield double play depth. The pitch from Wentz, a little off the plate. 1-1. Ball 1. Logan Davidson next. A look back at Santa Maria. Another 1-0. And that's a strike on Keegan. Baseball greetings to Bob Kennedy, who was checked in tonight. He's listening to the Bulls from the beaches of Charleston, South Carolina tonight. Thanks, Bob. 1-1 pitch. Missed by Keegan, strike 2. That Canes game is about midway through the 3rd period. Still 2-1 Carolina. Six-1 sounds, bottom 8. Couple of runners on with walks. And Keegan sends it high and deep down the left field line. Hooking, though, foul off of the bricks of Diamond View 3. Just ahead of it. That will get Waguespack's attention. A mistake to Keegan, and this game is on again. Ball and 2 strikes. Leg up, pitch home, and Keegan swings and misses a fastball. That close to a 3-run homer. On the next pitch, Keegan strikes out, and that will be Waguespack's last pitch. Rick Sweet out of the dugout. He's going to the left-hander to turn Davidson around. 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the 8th. Sounds.
Go back to Tuesday night, the first game of this series, or I should say Tuesday morning, first game of this series. Paredes did give up a run in the first inning and then shut it down after that. He gave up the walk to Rave and the triple to Squires. That was a game that Rojas was batting in the number 9 spot. But after that, there was not much from the Storm Chasers. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count on Rave. Rojas stands at second, and it's a fastball up in the zone, chased and missed, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Back to Paredes, high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be about 60 or so pitches today, 4, maybe 5 innings for Reagans. Again, I would guess, and I don't know this for a fact, but short rehab stint, 60 pitches today, that he might be one and done in terms of major league rehab before he heads back to Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, you just read the tea leaves. The Royals are in town for a lot of next week. They're there right now at Kauffman.
In the air towards right center field, well hit. Meisner chasing after it, won't get there. That's up against the wall. Sabato into second. He's got another extra base hit. It's his 22nd of the year. He came in tied for 4th in the league in that category.
He just stays absolutely blisteringly hot. And again, Aaron Sabato, not quite enough at bats to be a qualified hitter in the league, but among those in the International League with at least 80 plate appearances, he's second, slugging nearly 700 on the season, and his OPS at over 1,000 on the year would be 3rd best in the league. If he just had a few more at bats to qualify, he'll get there.
I was going to say, you continue to swing like this, you're going to get there. They cannot get him out of the lineup with the way he's swinging the bat. By the way, he has now hit safely in 9 straight games. That's 1 shy of his career high. So Aaron Sabato absolutely locked in right now.
I mean, he hit for power last year. I think that's been the big thing. He comes in hitting 306 today. I just feel like last year, if you gave him a good pitch to hit early, he wasn't missing it. But now, even when he's deeper into the count, he's putting more competitive at bats, and just the singles are falling a lot more when, you know, if he got to 2 strikes, it felt like more times than not he was kind of out of the at bat back then.
Well, the thing now is, again, he's always shown the power. I get it. People wrote him off, 2 years ago maybe, but he's
Excessive bail would create a 2-tiered system of justice, one for the rich and one for everyone else. Bail routinely traps people in jail before they've even had their day in court. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail, because freedom should be free.
Looking for a fun and unique venue for your next meeting or social event? The Securian Financial Club at CHS Field provides a one-of-a-kind event venue for work and play with a variety of seating options available. A gorgeous built-in bar, floor-to-ceiling windows, and access to that outdoor patio. Call the number on your screen and speak to Sarah today. Cole Reagans back to work here on Major League Rehab assignment. He brushes back Ricardo Olivar here for ball number 1. Olivar hit into a fielder's choice, stole a base back in the second. That one down and in near his back foot. He 2 steps out of the batter's box. And Olivar, recent call up from AA Wichita just a few days ago, ahead 2-0. The catcher for St. Paul here tonight. Olivar tries to chase.
That is the premise, and they still elected to play that song, and he elected to sing it. 2-strike pitch, missed outside. Was told that Lorison was going to go 1+, so don't expect him to go to a full 2 innings tonight. There is activity behind him. I know they wanted to get Alejandro Hidalgo in, and that is who is loosening up out there. So I'm going to expect him to pitch maybe to just 1 batter in the inning. And that one is outside. And again, what you're trying to do is get those 2 ups for Lorison, but you don't want to extend the pitch count too long. You want him to get that second up, sit down, cool off a little bit, and then go back out there. And you hear about that all the time these days. It's not the number of pitches necessarily. It's the Saints did. And then yet again, here tonight, they give up a run late in the 8th inning. Go back a couple of nights ago as this one shot towards center field for a base hit. So Ross aboard with a 1-out single. In this series, they've given up 2, 5, 8, 10, now 11 runs from the 7th inning on. That is a sizable amount to give up late in ball games. As Ricardo Olivar, the batter. Now Ben Ross can run a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on him. He has not necessarily been highly successful here at AAA. And that first pitch slider down low, ball 1-1-0.
Yeah, just 2 of 6, but at least 2 of those have been him getting picked off where he jumps too early.
I had an injury, a fairly substantial one back in 2020. There was a house fire. We had a guy who was trapped inside, so I went in to get him, and the house flashed on me when I was in there, which that means is all the smoke turns the fire really fast and really hot. So I had a bunch of burns, 2nd, 3rd degree burns all over my arms, both my hands. I lost 1 finger. I had to have that amputated. I almost lost a couple more, but good doctors were able to save them. But my experience with that situation was there just wasn't enough resources for guys. I was discharged from the hospital, didn't have anybody to really take care of me. Luckily, my brother called me as I was leaving. So they
1-1 pitch, swung on and missed for a strike.
You know, they gave me a ride home, but after that, it was driving a manual transmission with no hands because they're all wrapped up, getting home, and then just staying in my house for 2 months while I healed because I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to drive, and being locked up through the winter all by yourself, not talking to anybody, depression, you start drinking and doing all kinds of things, dealing with things the wrong way. And then on top of that, just dealing with, the bureaucracy of a city. I got ambulance bills for taking an ambulance from a house fire to the hospital.
Where you were on the job, so
right.
this should have never been sent to your house.
But it's just things that get overlooked. I don't think there's any malice involved. I think it's just sheer too many people doing things and not enough, eyes on the situation.
Makes perfect sense. 2-2 pitch going to be swung on and fouled off at the plate. And the fact that you had to make those phone calls and submit everything, it should have never happened. It should have just been someone took care of it for you as the 2-2 pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball hit towards second baseman DeBarge. 1 step to his right. It's funny, you and I are talking about the fire department, and I look out there, the Windsurge are wearing their Margaritaville jerseys. From afar, though, it looks like something that firemen,
They look like they're on fire a little bit. They look good out there.
They look great. I like the uniforms. I saw it up close, obviously, and I knew. Sirota, also one of their top prospects, bats here with the bases loaded, and the pitch going to be taken here for a strike. San Antonio's at Frisco tonight. Midland is at Corpus. And Northwest Arkansas is in Amarillo. That is the Texas League scoreboard for this Saturday. The 0-1 pitch. Armstrong from the letters sets and delivers. And the pitch is going to be just up high. Ball and a strike now to the hitter. 1-1 now to the batter, Sirota. He steps into the batter's box here, and mentioned as a guy that just joined this ball club, had been with their Midwest League affiliate, the Great Lakes Loons, up until Tuesday. The 1-1 swung on and missed, but he's already made an impact. 6 hits and 15 at-bats against Windsurge pitching this week with 3 doubles, 3 RBI. The grandnephew of New York Yankee Hall of Famer Whitey Ford came over from the Reds in the Gavin Lux trade. The 1-2 pitch, ground ball hit towards third. Third baseman thought about throwing home. He'll throw to first and get the out. Geloff scores. The ball game is tied. Newell goes to third. To Paula to second. Genth thought about it, but it's a situation where you hope it doesn't come back to haunt you, as now you got some dangerous hitters, and Mike Sirota to step into the batter's box. Sirota's grounded out to second and grounded out to third. He is the Drillers' center fielder. No balls and a strike now with 2 outs here to the hitter. Runner going, the 0-1 going to miss inside. Poncho's throw down to second, not in time. Stolen base for DePaula as he advances. Windsurge have allowed a league-leading 109 stolen bases, something that obviously can't just always blame the catcher. It's a lot that goes along with that. The 1-1 pitch going to be taken here for a strike. It's now a ball and 2 strikes. DePaula, by the way, has just stolen his 13th bag of the season. Runner goes again. 1-2 pitch going to be outside. Ball 2, another stolen base. Took off uncontested. I think the Surge were thinking that was called third strike. They didn't have to throw, but not the case. So now there's a runner at third base with 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and fouled off at the plate. Trying to get through this top of the 5th inning. It's a tight ball game here. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the hitter. Windsurge down by a run, trying to keep it that way. Runs have been tough to come behind. 2-2 pitch, check swing. He did go. It's a strikeout, and that'll end the inning. A strikeout for Jake Higginbotham, his second, and the inning comes to a close. No runs, a hit, and a runner. The 1-1, and the pitch going to be taken inside, ball 1. 4th best prospect in the Dodgers system, 42nd best in all of minor league baseball. 13 homers, 54 RBI in his first professional season last year. One ball and 1 strike now to the hitter. The 1-1 swung on and popped him up. Foul territory. This one into the seats about 8 rows up. And we'll try it again now with the count being at a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 now with 1 out. Runners at first, second, and third. Here's the 1-2, and it's going to be a called third strike. Second time this afternoon, Sirota has struck out. It's a big punch out here for Castro. Sirota didn't like it as he walks away, shaking his hand. Shirts are coming to their feet. Sirota will step in, and Sam Ryan opens him up with a strike. 0-2, and he'll use his time as he did not like that call. He hasn't liked it called today. And a pitch clock violation on Sirota. He sat there and complained to the umpire, and he asked for his time, but then stayed out of the batter's box, and he gets banged for a pitch clock violation. 0-2 pitch. Ryan, the kick, the pitch, and he's going to swing and foul this one off. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wichita leads at 5-3. Ryan comes set, delivers, and the pitch short hops home plate. And that'll quiet down the crowd just a little bit. Well, for many of these fans who have been at these games after a tough couple of losses, excited about closing this one out. Trying to get a win over their rival, the Drillers. 1-2 pitch. I don't know where that one was, but Sirota laid off a pitch that was very close, and it is a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 swung on and a base hit into right field as Sirota flips the bat as he heads down to first base. A single into right field for the Drillers center fielder, and that's going to allow the tying run to come to the plate here in this 9th inning.
He's on for the 14th time. 2 wins and 1 save out of the Durham bullpen. And the 0-1 pitch to Black. Low. Tyler Black, a walk against Boyle. Scored a run in the first inning. Then reached on what was a error scored against Delgado, covering second base. 7th innings behind Ty Johnson. A lead by Matos. And the 1-strike pitch. Jones lays off a bit high. Bullpen action about to begin behind Harden for the Sounds. Wentz on 1-1. The pitch. Upstairs on Jones, ball 2. Well, this Memorial Day weekend. What, cookouts, barbecues, time of the pool, and the kind of unofficial start of summer Memorial Day weekend. Hard to believe we're here already, although it's a bit early in the month of May. Throw to first by Wentz. Back in is Matos. But with my 4-year-old, daycare is closed on Memorial Day Monday, so He's already on a long weekend. What did we do this morning that I've never done before with him? 2-1 pitch from Wentz, wide ball 3. Went to a store I didn't know existed 6 months ago. But now I've come to find out it's all the rage. His son, over the last probably 3 months, has found his first real passion in life. And while he enjoys sports and is taking tennis lessons and swimming lessons and a whole bunch of things, Legos have become his first passion. 3-1, a swing and a miss. So he's done some Legos. We top 100 prospects. I believe it was 5 of the top 8 in the organization are all here at Nashville. Reifert gets his second inning. Throws a first pitch strike. Next pitch, call a ball. Cleaned up by Denver Dangerfield, who delivers it right back to Reifert.
For 15 this week, and one of those 2 hits, a home run on Tuesday. 0-1. A reaching swing and a miss. On a changeup low and outside, it's 0-2. Sakea, 20 years old, 6 foot, 190 pounds. Signed by the Cardinals back in 2022 as an international free agent out of Venezuela. The 0-2 to the Panamanian Tait. Check swing foul back. Off the suites, down into the seats below. Somebody was ready. Nice crowd on hand tonight. Post-game fireworks, and of course, Bluey is in the house. The cartoon dog. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts, both on the change of pace by Sakea. 2 down.
Yeah, Tait's someone that just been struggling a little bit this week. A lot of power in the bat. We saw it in April for sure. Last time these 2 teams played here at Dozer Park, but struggled a little bit here in the last couple days.
Here's Yasser Mercedes, right on.
1-0 pitch, swung on, tapped foul right into the inside of the Chiefs dugout, and it's a ball and a strike. Tait has hit a home run off of Sakea this year. It was 1 month ago to the day. 1-1 pitch is off the plate to the outside on a changeup. That changeup's been working today. Highly effective pitch, and it's 2-1. Sakea into the windup of the pitch. Backdoor again, this time just misses. The slider at 84, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Changeup is something he recently developed as Tait calls for time at the plate. Really started working on it at the end of last year and has implemented it into his arsenal here this season. It's been very effective when he spots it well. 3-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Slider this time at 84. And the count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tait also went 0 for last night. Struck out a couple times. Payoff pitch. He swings barely, gets a piece of it towards the backstop. And the count remains full at 3-2. Tait is the number 45 overall prospect in baseball. That's according to MLB Pipeline. 3-2 again. Swinging a high chopper up the middle of the infield. Snagged by Baez on a forehand play. He throws across his body back to first and makes the out. That was not an easy play for Jesus Baez at short. He had to come a long way to make the ground ball play. Came all the way to the other side of the bag and then snagged it and threw with his momentum going out towards right field. And Tait is retired. So that's the first out here in the fourth. And it's Yasser Mercedes. Outfield also rotated towards the right field line. 1-0 swung on, fouled off in the air to the left side. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. So Maynes, the first reliever out of the pen for Peoria, a bullpen that has been very good here the last couple days. Maynes winds, delivers, swinging a rollover ground ball foul. And it's 1-2. Bullpen gave up 5 earned runs on Tuesday. Peoria lost that game. But they've given up just 4 earned runs in the last 15 innings coming into this ball game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging another foul ball off to the left side. It's still 1-2. No home runs in that span. And a 2.40 ERA. The bullpen has been money. It's a pitching staff that has allowed the most homers in the league. 1-2 for Maynes. Swinging a ground ball off the end of the bat. Maynes jumps. He can't get it. Now Flores charges in, backhands it, throws to first. Got him. Oh, what a play by Jalen Flores. Had to come all the way from the last section of dirt in the infield. And right when he read that it was going to hop over Maynes' head, he charged in and made a very difficult play and sidearmed it to first for the second out.
His first time playing there in, 8 years, by the way. A debut, and I think he wants to stick around, this guy. 3 for 4 with a homer. 1-0, low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Tait 0 for 3, so now his hitless stretch is 0 for his last 14. 2-0. Tait takes up and outside on a fastball at 90. 3-0. Got to be careful here. Tait, lots of pop. The pitch. He takes up and outside, ball 4. So it's a 1-out walk in the 8th for Tait. His first time aboard tonight. Brings up Yasser Mercedes. Mercedes 0 for 3. Only 1 hit for him this week. First pitch.
You're batting from the right side, takes a breaking ball in for a called strike. And now mainly a shortstop, but we've seen him bounce around a bit, second base, third base. Young player on the come. He is the highest rated prospect in the Guardians organization, still in the minor leagues. DeLauder has graduated from prospect status. Bazana is number 1. And Hanau number 2. Getting his first taste of AAA action. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Lee Brandt looks at the runner at first, now deals. And a ball is chopped up the third base line, but off the toe of Hanau for a 1-2 count. It is actually, thinking back over, this is now 17 years here behind this microphone, all with the Cleveland Guardians as the parent club. It is far rarer to see a player that is starting and kept at one position. I mean, Francisco Lindor is probably the list. Their first baseman. The 1-2. That ball's hit right side and gloved there by Tolia. He made a nice athletic play to pick that one up with a backhand grab. He group of people who have dedicated themselves to adorning themselves in as realistic a Star Wars costume as you can get, and going out and performing and being in groups and troops and things like that, and a lot of them are here at Huntington Park tonight. There is a lot of time and money invested in these sorts of things. First pitch from Ryan Webb is hit out towards the second baseman Milan Tolentino. This is a one-hop hot shot to Tolentino from Tolian. Turns into out number 1. Michael Chavis to the plate. 276 batting average. 10 homers on the year. First pitch to him is in for a called strike. We are 11 pitches into the outing for Ryan Webb, but I really like his bearing on the mound right now. He's got just kind of a tilt to his shoulders and a stance that said, I feel pretty good about my stuff tonight. And up until this point, after a swing and a miss, deservedly so, quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Pitching is always kind of pen. We knew it was going to be kind of a bullpen day here for Louisville in game 2. Watson swings and misses out in front of a changeup. That was a really good pitch from Richardson, maybe one of the best he's delivered.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Such a change of speed that Watson was way out in front of that one.
The pitch. Fastball just missed the outside corner.
Well, Richardson again, he came in a couple of days ago in an injury situation and threw the ball well.
Next offering fouled away.
Last thing he wants to do is be relieved in the second inning of this game.
Believe the ruling on the, now we've got it. An error, E1. Scorer feeling that Huff was bunting for a hit there. So, and he takes just off the outside corner for ball 1. It's not sexy, but it gets the job done.
That's right.
1-0 pitch. And that's a strike called on the inside corner. Fastball, 88.9 miles per hour. Your Pepsi pitch speed of the game. Track the speed of every pitch on the Pepsi radar gun at Huntington Park. Next offering, changeup. Down and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, obviously, the danger of pitching with significantly softer stuff than average. It's a ground ball to the third baseman. Chavis has it, throws across the diamond in time for the out. 2 away, bases empty. You just have far less margin for error when you're throwing a fastball at 88, 89 miles per hour as opposed to 98, 99 miles per hour. If you miss your spot and you leave it in a batter's wheelhouse or even in the
So Nicholas comes on as the third Louisville Bats pitcher of the game. Misses in the dirt. Ball bounced off his catcher, Will Banfield. Second appearance in this series for Kyle Nicholas. 2-1 pitch. Showing bunt was Watson, but he pulls it back and he takes the ball. Nicholas pitched on Thursday. 1 scoreless inning, walked 2, struck out 2. Curveball hit.
Machine also scores a run for the 6th consecutive game as Albuquerque gets the scoring started. And it brings up Charlie Condon, right-hand batting first baseman, who takes a fastball just inside off the hands for a ball. 6th home run allowed this year by Joey Estes. Gets the scoring started here in the visiting half of the first. Here comes his 11th pitch of the game. Condon swings, hits one very high, very deep to left field. Dickey's at the track. Left fielder feels for the wall, and it's gone again. Machine and Condon go back-to-back with solo shots in the first inning. And 2 be outstanding. He's also trying to continue on a streak of 6 straight starts of 5 or more innings. A swing and a grounder to third. This should be 2. Whitefields throws to second for 1. Stefanik's feed to first is in time, on cue, on command. A double play turned 5-4-3 for outs 1 and 2 in the third. Might have broken the bat as well, and Tommy White smartly went back. Las Vegas starter. And Estes has been back and forth as it gets. Has allowed 2 runs in 2 separate innings. And the first pitch to Condon is slapped into the air to left center field. That'll drop. Over to cut it off is Cade Marlowe. And he limits Condon to a ringing base hit to begin the 5th inning. That makes it 4 straight frames that Albuquerque has put their leadoff runner on. Condon wasted no time taking that middle fastball right back where it came. For a 2nd inning of work here to start off the 6th through 5. Albuquerque leads it 12-9. Bowden ready to go against Charlie Condon, who swings and fouls the first pitch back to the padding of the backstop for a strike. Condon led off in the 5th with a base hit. Albuquerque able to plate 5 runs while sending all 9 men to the dish in a 5-run, 5-hit inning number 5 to give them a 12-9 lead. Aviators held off the board for the first time since the 1st in the bottom. Condon swings at a breaking ball, tips it straight back, and is in an 0-2 hole just like that. Condon out of the cleanup spot tonight is 2 for 3. Grounded into a double play in the 5th, but surrounding that is a solo home run and an aforementioned base hit followed by a run scored. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up to right. Heading towards the corner goes Buelvas, still on the move. He touches the dirt of the warning track as he makes the catch, still running in a full sprint. The bullpen right on the other side of the chain link with a rousing round of applause for the right fielder. Condon flies out to right, and it brings up Zach Veen, who doubled home a run in the 5th. The Aviators in the 8th, and it looks like it'll be against Herrera with no action in the Albuquerque pen. Dickey, Buelvas, and Kuroda Grauer 8-9-1 to lead off. Charlie Condon, the former Georgia Bulldog, takes a hearty hack, but comes up empty on a first pitch slider. Strike 1. Condon with a home run on the first swing of the night back in the 1st inning. He swings here, grounds it up the middle behind the glove of Hartley, but right behind the bag at second is Stefanik. Second baseman snaps a throw.
Up and in for ball 1. Carlson, the number 5 prospect in the White Sox org, number 53 in the top 100 per MLB pipeline. First round pick last year by the White Sox. Edders from the stretch, first time through this order. 1-0 to Carlson is fouled off over the first base side, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Season numbers for Carlson: 255, has 36 hits. Still looking for that elusive first home run. Was working on it in BP today. Hit a couple over the fence. Carlson, you read all the scouting reports and says it, and it rings true. The power's still not all the way there. Snap throw to first to check on Nunez, who dives back in close at first base.
It's taken a little time to kind of come out, but he's got 9 doubles on this season. I think he's just waiting to really connect on one.
Ball and a strike. Edders deals 1-1. Carlson lays off up and in for ball 2 on this dreary Saturday evening in downtown Kannapolis. Carlson out of Corona, California, 10th overall pick. One of his high school teammates, Seth Hernandez, has made it up the road to Greensboro. 2-1 wave and a miss on a slider outside. Carlson can't catch up. It's 2-2. Hernandez got bopped around a little bit in his first appearance at home against the Winston-Salem Dash. Gave up a couple of runs and earned his first high A loss. You run into a lineup like that in Winston-Salem, and it's bound to happen to anyone. 2-2 fouled off. Carlson got just a piece of it. Count stays at 2-2.
Yeah, former baller George Wilco got one off him, to say the least. A laser beam, 113 off the bat that just shot over the right field wall.
Hey, look at the guys on that Winston-Salem lineup. Wolko, Bonnemer, among many, many others. The 2-2 to Carlson. Lays off another slider. Edders trying to go back to it, but little Dizino. Carlson doesn't fall for the double dip. 3-2 with a runner on first.
Really nice start to this game for this Ballers offense. You draw a walk the first time up. You work another deep count on just the second batter Edders is facing.
From the stretch, gray glove of the chest. 3-2. Carlson lays off a fastball upstairs, but on the corner for a called strike. And there's the first out of the inning. Edders has his first K. One down and brings up the center fielder, Jaden Fauske.
This Pelican defense behind Edders features De Leon in left, Hartshorn back in center, and Lumpoy shifts, over to right field. Valdez is at third, Hernandez at short, Escobar plays second.
And the Ballers are in business, bottom third, certainly adding some pressure on these Myrtle Beach Pelicans. A wild pitch from Bracho.
And this is a big spot here for Kannapolis. You'd love to get some more offense, give Cademan Parker a little bit more support, but it's been a lot of low-scoring action this series. If you could give yourself a nice, comfortable lead here, you know that would feel good.
Infield in with nobody out. Carlson lifts a 1-0 high and foul. That ends up on the first base side. Over near the table for our friends at Two Out Rally. What a great interview and a great chat with Melissa from Two Out Rally. And a great education. Such an important topic, of course. Great to shine a little light on some of the great work being done in the community. 1-1 on the way. Carlson swings right through a fastball and misses. It's 1-2.
I love that, just the name Two Out Rally and how they tie it back to baseball and sports and just the community and team aspect that you don't just need on the field.
Fog settling in even more here in Kannapolis. The 1-2 wave and a miss. Carlson went after a slider, and Bracho has his first strikeout of the night. Carlson 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. First strikeout of the night for the Pelicans relief arm. Jaden Fauske digs in. Is still infield in with one down. Bottom third.
Fauske drove in the first run of the game in the exact same situation that we're in right now. Nunez at third line. It's fair all the way into the corner. He's rounding first. He's got 2, and he will hold with a stand-up double. Billy Carlson doubles in back-to-back games. He's at second with 1 out for Jaden Fauske.
That's just what Billy Carlson does. He hits hard contact, not necessarily worried about lofting the ball, more worried about just making the sharp contact here and there and just finding ways to get on base. Carlson.
Pitch that found its way into the zone. Carlson has really owned lefties, hitting .333 against Southpaws, with just 2 RBI. But he has done well against them. Back-to-back curves. This one stays high. Ball 1.
Yeah, Frank will go to that curveball. Last year it was more slider. This year he's really found a comfort with the 12-6. That fastball sits low to mid-90s. Not a ton of life on it, but gets a lot of break on his off-speed.
Missed that one in. 2-1 to Carlson. He's got hits now in back-to-back games. Reached base 6 games in a row. Ballers searching for win number 6. Frank's 2-1. Slider inside yet again, trying to get Carlson to go after something. At his hands, he's not biting. Hitter's count now. He's got the pink batting gloves on here tonight. The 3-1. Carlson takes ball 4 in first base.
On base for the second time tonight. Doubled his last time up. Now takes a 2-out free pass. And this part of the order has been the troublemaker and difference makers all night. Carlson, Fauske, Steven Flores with 2 free passes as well. Jaden Fauski's had himself a game. See what he's.
236, 11 home runs and 28 runs batted in. He goes after the first one, pops it up high above second base. The second baseman, James Triantos, actually steps over second base, makes the catch in there quickly, 2 down. That can of corn on the infield brought to you by Central Iowa KFC. So with 2 outs, Jimmy Crooks will come after being promoted from high A, 55 RBI, 37 stolen bases. The first pitch hooked inside by Campbell. The curveball for ball 1. Bethencourt bluffing a throw down to third. Baez, a second-round pick, signed for an above slot $2.25 million. A big wave and a miss. Campbell's cutter darting away. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Infield is back with 2 down. Campbell staring right at the runner as he unleashes, and Baez rips a base hit into left. That'll get past Murray to the wall. It'll be a double for Baez. It drives in a run, and Memphis strikes first today, 1-0 with 2 outs in the third. A double for Baez, his 29th RBI of the season on double number 8. And Campbell, again, he homered in Palm Beach earlier on in the rehab stint, but not here in Memphis yet until just then. Joshua Baez, an RBI double today, takes a strike. But yeah, Alcantara, 23 years old, been a top prospect for a long time. And we'll see how much playing time he gets. This is skied to left. Baez driving Murray back. He comes in a couple of steps shy of the warning track. Makes the catch, 2 down. Baez 1 for 3 with that RBI double. First pitch swinging, and Snyder with a sweeper gets on top. Another big spot here for Snyder. Was charged with a blown save on Wednesday. The I-Cubs ended up making him the winning pitcher by walking it off in the bottom of the 9th. But Snyder this year 2-1 with an ERA of 11.09 in 16 games. He's allowed 23 runs on 29 hits in almost 19 innings, 9 home runs. Again, that is the number that jumps off the page. His 1-1 is fouled by Baez. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Now, as big as the bottom of the 7th was, this top of the 8th maybe equally as important. A shutdown opportunity here for Snyder. Keep the momentum on your side. We've seen the I-Cubs lose leads late throughout this first part of the year. 0 here would go a long way toward a big win. It's a 1-2 pitch from Kaelen. Swing and a miss. Baez down on strikes. Snyder stayed with a breaking ball away and has a punch out to begin the 8th. Now that's only the 2nd strikeout for an Iowa Cubs pitcher today.
First pitch is clobbered foul down the right field line and out of play. Velasquez last year started in Lake County, High A. Played most of his season there. 0-1 breaking ball, and that's nubbed out towards second base. Edwin Arroyo has it. He'll throw out Velasquez for out number 1. So Ralphie had a double in his first game for his first AAA hit. Been quiet since.
He's looking to find that comfort zone with his timing and his approach here at the AAA level, I think. We said it before.
And the Clippers right now are riding that wave with a 5-0 lead. Back to the top of the order for Stuart Fairchild, who takes high for ball 1. Fairchild grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Pitch is inside. That glanced off the catcher's mitt, not the batter. So it's 2-0. Clippers taking advantage of some defensive miscues and base on balls.
First pitch to Ralphie missed for ball one. Velasquez, great power numbers. Next pitch is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. Was performing very well in Double-A Akron. That's why he's gotten this call-up. The 1-1. Swung on, hit the other way into left center field. That's a base hit. Hector Rodriguez over to cut it off in the gap. But Ralphie Velasquez has 2 hits for the Clippers, and both have gone the opposite way. That is the first hit of the day for the Clippers. Cooper Ingle will be the batter now. Johnson, big right-handed hitter as well. First pitch to him, he swings and comes up empty for strike one.
And what we're seeing Ryan Webb do here tonight is more akin to what he did on Sunday in St. Paul. Doing some pitching backwards, using the changeup early in counts before he gets ahead.
Next pitch. Swung on and tapped back just to the right of the mound. Charging in Tolentino. He will pick it up and throw to first in time for the out. The base runner was close to him. And even that runner going to second base, and that was Bias, didn't know if he was going to get tagged or not. He pulled up, but Tolentino knew he just needed one, and that's what he got. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning with the Clippers on top, 7-0.
Swinging Ralphie Velasquez, who had the first of those hits, a single back in the fourth inning. He comes up empty for strike one. Power hitting first baseman, getting his first taste of AAA action. Misevich comes to the plate and misses that one in the dirt. A check swing by Velasquez. He held back 1-1. Game 2 of this doubleheader comes up about 30 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1. We'll send it back to programming in between and come up about 5 minutes before first pitch to get you set for Game 2. Clippers hoping that's a ways into the future, though. Next pitch inside, 2-1. They'll need a big inning to do it, and the seventh inning has been a frame for the Clippers where they have been outscored by a fair margin. Velasquez chops one to his counterpart at first base, Tolia. He will scoop and feed the covering pitcher, Misevich, for out number one.
I would have been interested to hear the exchange there, because when Tolia picked it up, it looked to me like his intention was to run it to the bag.
Right.
But I think Misevich is going to lose this challenge, and he does, and the Clippers are now out of challenges.
Call is confirmed. Columbus is out of challenges.
One ball and no strikes. Mace back to the plate, and this one is outside and low. So Tommy Mace quickly falls behind Banfield. 2 balls and no strikes. Banfield digging back in, awaiting the pitch. It's on the way, and it's inside again. Well, the key here is, look, they've got to get 7 runs. They have 4 outs left to do it. So that's a tall task. But you don't want to even...
Can't give them free base runners.
No, you can't.
Not this team. Not any team, but not this team in particular.
Leo Bernal, the first baseman, in for Memphis to start the frame. He does go after the first pitch. It's a high fly ball deep to right field. He's watching it at the plate, and it's a foul ball for strike one. Bernal barking over toward his dugout. Not sure what he was saying there. That ball hit a long way high up into the sky. but hooking foul for strike one. 4 home runs this year for Bernal. A 245 average coming in. And now Campbell hits him in the middle of the back. First pitch was a curveball that Bernal hammered foul, then went slider and tried to get it in. It went in too far. And the leadoff man is on base for the Redbirds. First base runner today for either squad. Jimmy Crooks to end the third. Now Leo Bernal leads off in the fourth against Paul Campbell. He got jammed by a fastball and popped it up foul over the I-Cubs dugout and into the seats, strike one. Yeah, Owen Miller twice in the last 3 days has had an RBI taken away on a single in which a runner trying to score from second was cut down to the plate. Alcantara to end the game on Thursday, Long to tie the game here today. And Alcantara in extras on a potential game-tying play earlier this month. Here's a foul ball left side out of play. Owen Miller gave it a look. And it's 0-2. Now that's kind of been the moral of the story for the Iowa Cubs. Chances, but that one moment or one play in an inning that leaves you wanting a little bit more. There's a soft line drive into right as Bernal pulled his hands in on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball right on the inside corner. He flares a single into right, and the leadoff man is on base for the Redbirds in the fourth. And again, during this stretch of 11 games in which the I-Cubs are 1-10, it's not pitch in the second, singled in the fourth. Campbell fires the first one, sky to shallow left by Bernal. B.J. Murray into his right, one away. Campbell still shy of 60 pitches when the inning began. The I-Cubs, I mentioned it earlier, and now a web gem as Leo Bernal is in. And swinging to the first pitch, he pops it up. Bethencourt behind the plate, over near the steps to the Memphis dugout, runs out of room as that lands in the seats. And hopefully everybody all right down there. It looked like it hit somebody on the way down. And it looks like she is all right. And the count is 0-1. Caught her on the left arm. Snyder out of the stretch. And he threw a sharp bender down and in. A good pitch. Bernal laid off, and they're going to challenge this. Bethencourt wants a look. He and Bernal talking about that location. I think Bernal told him, I don't think so, but it was a strike on the inside corner. 0-2 the count. Man, Snyder looking for that shutdown inning we talked about. Bethencourt down on a knee. Snyder deals. And that's in the dirt. He threw the same pitch, and this time Bernal able to keep the bat on his shoulder, and it missed down and in. Fun ball game tonight. 1-2 from Snyder down and in. Bernal jumped out of the way and ended up falling to the ground before popping back up. 1-2 the count. Just a slight shift to the pull side for Bernal. Hit by a pitch in the second, singled in the fourth. And he takes down and in again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Snyder was up 0-2, has missed down and in 3 times in a row. Payoff pitch to the first baseman. Ripped high and deep to right, no doubt about it. Bernal doing a complete spin, and that ball sails toward the river behind the right field wall. Home run number 5 for Bernal. It's a 2-run game. My goodness. That ball hammered to right.
And it's a high fly ball to right field, pretty deep. Hendrick back at the warning track and at the edge of the wall. He'll set up shop and make the catch just to the right of the 365 sign. So Engel, who has been jumping on pitches in the strike zone early in at bats during this homestand, flies out on the first pitch and brings up C.J. Kafis.
And the pitch comes in, and he has to get the heck out of the way of that thing. Way up and in, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 finds the outside corner for a called strike. Lebrand hasn't been overpowering. As a matter of fact, he's only gotten 2 strikeouts today. It's been a pitch to contact type of a guy, and the guys behind him have been making the plays. And here's another one. Chopper to second base. Up with that as Arroyo throws to first base, and that'll do it for the Clippers. They do get a hit, but they leave that man stranded. We've played 4. It's Louisville 4, and the Clippers nothing.
Biggest margin by which they have been outscored in any inning. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left field. First pitch swing, and Cooper Engel skies to Rodriguez, who makes the catch for out number 2. Talked about it earlier. The Clippers' biggest advantage this year has been 8th and 9th inning run scoring. Clippers have outscored the opposition in the 8th and 9th innings combined, 81-28.
Missing a second straight game. Great Lakes sitting at Eduardo Quintero and Nico Perez. 1-0 pitch. Fisher fouls it back to the netting behind home. Fisher's had a 2-homer series, a Midwest League leading 12 with an OPS that's 973. Big power bat. And Wisconsin broadcaster Chris Merring tells me anytime T-Rats post something on their social media, Tennessee Volunteer fans are like, bring them the double-A. Send them up, the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and the count's 1-2. They might be a little quieter this week watching the SEC tournament, of course, you know. Big time for college baseball and softball this weekend. But Fisher has continued his tremendous 2026. Augers 1-2. Swung on it, missed by Fisher. The heat again. Fastball at 96. 2 Ks for Brooks Auger to start his day.
And a quick 2 Ks as well. Taking just 8 pitches so far for Auger. I mean, you mentioned the efficiency in pounding the zone. He is absolutely doing that early.
Josh Adamczewski in left field tonight. Zyhir Ragsdale. Wisconsin that's had a 3-run, 4-hit inning. Turnaround throw and back in safe. Did Louis Loon come out of an egg? There's my question to you. Yes or no?
Well, is Louis Loon a dinosaur?
That's not my question.
Yeah,
Answer the question.
We're doing dinosaur trivia. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, and you can learn about it here at the ballpark. Pitches outside, counts 1-0.
All right, do you want me to get a little bit harder?
Sure.
Because I don't know, I don't know a ton of different dinosaur names, but this is one that I do know, Triceratops. What does the name Triceratops mean? I think you could figure this one out.
1-0 is downstairs, counts 2-0. Stop me if I'm wrong along this process here. Try is 3.
You're on to something.
Okay, that's the easy one.
Now, what makes it 3? Like, what makes a Triceratops the 3 part of it?
as it's a toss to first to keep the runner close, Ragsdale. Whatever's on top of its head, but I don't know what they're called. It's pretty big.
What is usually on the top of a head of an animal?
They're not called horns, are they?
3-horned face.
Ew. 3-horned face. 3-0. And Fisher swings and puts it back foul. They are called horns, okay.
Yeah.
3-horned face.
It
seems like a name you'd call someone to make fun of them. What's up, 3-horned face?
I'm now starting to second guess. Is a rhino the closest thing we have to a dinosaur? Over a crocodile?
Well, we're talking lineage, right? We're not talking name. Runner goes. Fisher swings, pulls it up the right field line, and off the wall. Takes a hop to Mesa. He'll throw it in towards home. And it goes first to third for Ragsdale. Fisher in the second. And it's a hit parade for this Timber Rattler squad here in the second.
And if Fisher has been great this week, that just adds to everything he has done here at Dow Diamond. That one, thought it might have a chance to sneak over off the wall. It was fielded really well by Mesa out and right to hold. Now the third extra base hit of the game for Wisconsin. Fisher had one in the second inning. A double that went off the wall in the corner in right field. 1-0. Fisher tips it foul. All a part of that 4-run fourth that has Wisconsin in their lead right now. Chastain's pitch. Swung on by Fisher. Chopped foul first base side. John mentioned it earlier, but Jacob Frost expected to get a chunk of innings today as well for Great Lakes. Chastain coming in relief of Brooks Auger. And a step off here from Chastain. Count still 1-2 with one down. The pitch. Downstairs, 2-2 now. We talked about this earlier in the series, but Fisher steps out in between every pitch. He gets back in the box, as of course now as I say that, he actually will use his disengagement. But he takes a big step out of the box in between every pitch. Moves around a little bit, adjusts the gloves, and then gets back. Works for him, though. 2-2. Down again, and now the count is full. Josh Adamczewski awaiting on deck for Wisconsin. Another payoff for Chastain. Down for ball 4. 3 straight balls to Fisher. He works the walk. Puts 2 on for the T-Rats here in the 4th.
Batting for the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, the left fielder, number 9, Josh Adamczewski.
And here's Josh Adamczewski, who's having himself a pretty good day so far as well. He's got a base hit and a walk drawn. Stolen base for him as well.
I think he's filling it nicely. And you're feeling right at home, I hope.
Yeah, I am. It's been fun this week filling in for Brad.
We like having you.
I'm in between.
Oh, okay.
Next pitch.
Yep.
Called a strike here to Fisher.
Have you noticed John kind of throwing his weight around a little more? Brad's not around.
Well, I threw my weight around once, but I prefaced it with saying that I would do it to Brad too.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm even.
I've done my best to like fill the Brad role.
Which
that makes
is?
sense.
Which is? How would you describe that?
Just like be sassy, 1-1. Lined into center field for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home to score is Wisconsin. Fisher brings in another run. It's 6-1.
Be sassy. Wow.
I mean, that feels like a fair description, right?
I guess.
I would agree with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's not here, so I will too.
We'd all say it to his face.
And I would say I don't want to say anything.
He's like, oh, I can't wait to let the American people see this. Just, was it set in America, actually? I'm saying that out of ignorance as a pitch misses outside the count's 2-0. I don't know where the actual park was, but. Come get a ticket, parking, only cost you a fortune. The 2-0 coming from Frost to Andrew Fisher. Check swing that he taps foul, third base side. Frost battling the rain. Comes set with a 2-1. Off speed, that drops in first strike at 76. The wind that's blowing in from left and the rain that's going that way towards right center. Kind of going against the pitch of Frost. The pitch is a rip and a miss from Fisher. Went back to the curve, back to the dugout for Fisher. And that's a 5th K for Jacob Frost. Frost, the deal 1 in the dirt. Rodriguez traps under the mid. One pitch. Fisher swings. Hard hit in the air to right field. If it's fair, it's gone. It's gone. I didn't think that was coming down, but it did. Hit 392, 109 off the bat. Not his most impressive shot of the week. Still insanely impressive. And now his 13th. I can hear the Tennessee Volunteer fans now. Get him to Biloxi. It's 8-4.
Yeah, not his longest shot of the week, but certainly his highest of the week. I mean, that ball hung out way up in the air forever. I thought it was definitely curling foul, and then it just got to a
for 19 with 4 home runs and 11 batted in. He's a switch hitter, and he's shown power from both sides of the plate as the count moves to 1-1. In fact, the game here on Tuesday, the series opener, Level homered from both sides of the plate in that Giants victory as he grounds this one sharply. Big hop, handled beautifully at second by Morey. He'll go to Brooks at the bag for 1 and over to first for a double play. Level hit that hard. It was 99 miles per hour off the bat, and that last hop really came up on the second baseman Morey, but he handled it perfectly, and once he had the ball, pretty easy for Stockton to turn 2. So the base is empty now with 2 down. Hit here necessarily to get a run in. Leads this Giants team in RBIs as he swings and misses. Slow curveball there from Hammond. And he jumps ahead a Level 0-2, a rare instance in this game where Hammond is ahead of a Giants batter. Popple at third, Barquette at second, 1 out, and Level takes in the dirt. Level 9 home runs on the year. That's tied for first in the Cal League. He's third in RBIs, 5th in batting average. He's got the highest OPS in the league. He's stealing bases as well. He's been doing it all for this Giants team here this season. 1-2 is a sharp ground ball knocked down at first by Gonzalez. He wanted to come home with it, but really didn't have that opportunity, so he'll just get the sure out at first. Level is retired, but give him another RBI. Popple was off on contact over at third and able to score to make it 2-0 Giants. Level hit that ball at 100 miles per hour on the ground. Good reaction there from Gonzalez, who was playing in. Barquette over to third of last season, getting a promotion from rookie ball as he swings and misses here. 1-1. Not only has he shown power from both sides of the plate, but the ability to use all fields. He's just a tough guy to pitch to. Takes outside, and again, it's showing the improvement in terms of laying off the off-speed pitches. Not to say there isn't some chase, but you love to see that improvement already from such a young hitter. There goes Polanco. The pitch is in the dirt. And I don't think it would have mattered anyway. Polanco had a phenomenal jump. Maybe sensing that Takemoto wasn't paying close enough attention to him. So he steals second. Now he steals third. Up to 17 steals on the year and caught only once. And now Stockton is going to bring the infield in. 3-1 to Johnny Level. Level with a line drive out to left. Buchiro coming in. He'll make the catch. Polanco's tagging. He's on his way home. The throw and safe at home. Polanco in with a head-first dive. Save couldn't handle the one-hop throw, which was a pretty good throw from Daniel Buchiro. Give Johnny Level another RBI. A good productive at-bat. He's knocked in 2 in this game without even picking up a hit. And the Giants are right back ahead. Now lead it 3-2. They score a run here in the fourth. Stockton all wins as Level lines one out to right. Turley backpedaling, and he'll make the catch. Level just missed that one. It's another ball pretty hard, but into and out. And for Burgos, a 1-2-3 frame. Heading to the 7th, the game tied at 3. First base is open for Burgos. And it's ball 2 low and in. Damian Bravo is on deck. Port's in the outfield. They're shaded level around to pull, and now they're just going to put him on. How about that? An intentional walk. So Johnny Level will not get an opportunity here in this bottom of the 8th. Stockton manager Darrell Kennedy is, I think, seen just about enough of Johnny Level this week. He has hit 4 homers in this series.